I guess so. I often talk about how there's nothing in the South worth dying for. Nothing. Not a person, not an institution, not a thing that is no, it's nothing worth dying for here. Um, and my dad had spoke about he doesn't believe anybody but white people die of coronavirus, and he thinks it's some kind of conspiracy theory that it's God is doing it, and some Harvard professor was selling it to China, secrets of it, and this crazy convoluted shit. And I realized that he has to do that because if he really thought about COVID, I think it would scare him. So I think he has to dwell in this world of conspiracy theories because what can he do about it? Like for me, I've talked to you about this, other gadgets and, things I have to protect the devices I have. He didn't get this. And it's getting to the point to where it's almost too late. But I want to talk about this. I want to talk about why there's no point dying for the South at all. So there was a Broward County Deputy Shannon Bennett, Police Chief Dave Engel suggested that the deputy's death from COVID-19 was somehow linked to sexuality. He's homosexual. And that contracting a serious underlying disease from his lifestyle was what aggravated the COVID-19 virus. This is your South. This is the South I know. And before I go any further, I want to make this clear about it. I don't want to put it out to you guys as though other people in the police department are so progressive and we're against racism. We're against... No. They don't like it because he was a cop. He was a fucking cop. He was on their team, and they don't like it because it insulted their legacy. See, this is what people don't understand. Racism, homophobia, that's American, baby. Those are American values. You got to get that in your head. The idea of this progressive America, that don't exist. That's in my heart. That's in your heart. That ain't out here. Racism, homophobia, sexism is very real. And they'll bring up all this bullshit about how, everything's about gay people. That's what that is. That's what it is right there. Also, I spoke to you guys about how being under COVID-19, it has really shown me how rednecks thought during the HIV/AIDS crisis, and also, with climate change. I've gotten a better understanding of how rednecks think and how they're able to make up bullshit excuses to really do nothing about it or to blame it on someone. And I said that, was it yesterday or Friday? And then this happened. This is what saying people talk about 2020. It never really touched me that we're in 2020 now because we're living in a collapsing empire. So we're not keeping up with the times. We're got to go under austerity. This... I think Lisa's back. Let me check. Yeah, that's what all this stuff shows you. You're dealing with a system that hates you. Let's go on here. Allegations against Eagle came to light when Mike Tucker, chief of staff for 4P, so led to the Davie town manager, brought up an incident where officers expressed concern with the protection on the job. He chose to instead retaliate against our members, ordering them to the parking lot in formation. Here he allegedly berated them and yelled about a backstory which proclaimed Deputy Shannon Bennett contracted and died from the virus because he was a homosexual who attended homosexual sexual events. This is what the police chief said in front of other officers in formation. I want you to understand, people get this idea America's becoming so progressive and all that. I want you to know who your enemy is. And I want you to know what you're up against, what you're fighting. FOP said the officers recalled after making the comment about Bennett, who, according to Engel's alleged marks, first contracted serious underlying disease, aggravated COVID-19, led to his death, that the police chief rant continued for some time. So obviously it was shocking to the members who are present, who are lying, not looking for reassurance, looking for guidance. He's placed on leave. He'll keep his job. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. It's not only unacceptable, it's just shameful. It's not indicative of the professionals of the town of Davie that we know. I think that's really sad. And I had to make a video about this because I want people to know how ugly these rednecks and these white trash really are. That we're not in the future. We're not beyond this. That this is how they think. These little statements they make that people say, well, it was racist, but he didn't mean to. No, it's for every one of those. It's a whole bunch of those comments right there. You understand? This isn't something that I heard and they were like whispered in the locker room, or he told somebody, as like the Starling thing, the NBA, the owner, where he just made some kind of slide underhanded comment and it came out a week later. This guy brought police officers who work with Deputy Shannon, who just died, out to the parking lot in formation to berate them and make unfounded claims about Deputy Shannon's private, personal life. To, in essence, say because he's a homosexual, that's how he got the disease. I say it all the time. You know why you hear so much about this stuff? Like you'll be doing something and rednecks will bring up something political because they're losing. They're losing. That's why. They're losing. And so they've got to use the little positions they have to push a political message. But I just want to make the point. I don't want people to think that police force has become progressive and we don't hate gay people. That's not what this is. Shannon was a cop. You know, this is kind of like in them videos, like them early 2000, like 90s videos you see where like police will pull over undercover cops and be a black undercover cop and they give him a hard time. And the black cop is more angry about the fact that they're not treating him as an officer than they are about the fact that they're being racially profiled. That's right there what I'm talking about. That's it right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. You're more angry. You know, it's not about what's right and what's wrong. It's about the fact Shannon was one of us. Shannon was, and I'm sure he probably will have, there'll be some repercussions. He'll keep his job. That's Florida. It's the South, and we're under Trump. You know, what Trump represents is now they have the right to be as racist and homophobic. I've been saying that. This isn't just on black people. Fuck no. This is on anything that's not straight, white, male, Christian. Can get it at any time. At any time. We can throw heat on you. At any time. That's what this is. That's what this is. You know, disrespect you and humiliate you as though you ain't nothing, as though you ain't nobody. That's what this is, man. That's what this is. So to me, you know, it's very sad. It's very sad. Peace.